Hello mate, so this video is for you. You talked to me about you want to perform at a high level in the games. Maybe you're already doing that in the practices, but for some reason it's not translating to the games. So I think the first thing to talk about is are you putting in the work? And so there are many different areas that you need to work in order to make sure that your performance is at a high level consistently. Okay, so in terms of basketball, obviously you got your team sessions, you got your individual work. You know, there's no excuse, there's no difference, there's no substitute for putting up the shots, for handling the basketball, for doing the work, you know, consistently every day. It doesn't have to be hours and hours and hours every day, but you've got to be putting in the work every single day to make sure that you are ready to perform and that you just have a good, real feel for the basketball and the skills, the things that you want to execute in the game. You have practiced them, okay? And then I think along with the basketball aspect is challenging yourself to compete at a higher level than you actually do. So if you're in under 16s, you know, are you in the under 18s practices? Are you looking for competition or training sessions where you can practice with players that are older or stronger or better than you, so that what that will do is really help you to understand like that you get a lot more time when you're in the place that you compete at, if you can spend more time with older, stronger, more physical, better players than you, because they take away your time, and then that will really help you to perform better in your under 16 games. Okay, so that's the first thing, right? Are you putting in the work in the basketball side? Then I would also relate that to your strength work. You know, do you have a strength program? Are you making sure that you're taking care of your body to make sure that you are strong, you are mobile, that you are preventing yourself from injury and things of that nature? Okay, because those are the building blocks for success on the court. And once you're doing those things, I think it's you know, the most important thing after that is to trust the process, because you know, we all go through times where we don't perform to the highest of our abilities. You know, basketball is a sport where, you know, it's me against you. You know, I'm trying to stop you from performing at your high level, and you are trying to stop me. So one of us is going to win, and it's not always going to be you. So understanding that sometimes you can't perform to your highest in the games, it's just part of the game. You know, that's the challenge of improving and doing really well and winning and things like that. So trusting that you are doing the work, if you really are, and if you're not, then you got to start thinking about, okay, in the next few weeks, how can I start to do the work? You know, what can I do every day that can really help me to be ready for my next opportunity? But once you do that, trust yourself. Okay, trust the process, trust yourself, and if you do have a bad game, you know, we all have those games, and the next thing to do is reflect on what you did well, what you didn't do so well, and then what is your work for the next game. You know, and that becomes your process. Playing a game, being competitive, trying your best, identifying what you did well, what you didn't do so well, and then making a plan for improving the things that you're not doing so well for the next game. And then so it goes. You know, that becomes a process that you can go through, which is your process. And then that's why I say, once you've got that, you can trust it, and the results will come. Sometimes you're going to need some guidance. So right now you're asking me for a little bit of help, and hopefully I can provide it. You know, coaches are there to say, okay, well, you know, maybe we need to help you in this area or that area. But if you've got your own process for reflecting on your performance and then moving on to the next one, then at some point, if you continue, you will do well consistently. All right, so don't beat yourself up, yeah, because what can happen to a lot of us is we don't have good games, and then we just say, oh, you know, I'm rubbish, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't score, and then we start thinking about it a lot, and then you're in the games going, oh, you know, I have to score, I have to do really well right now, otherwise I'm rubbish and I'm not a good player, and my last game was terrible. And so this is energy that you spend work in things that are not going to help you to actually do well. So thinking about that, like, put your energy into your process. Put your energy into being objective, right? So looking at the games that you play, and if you've got the tapes, then it's really useful to go over those and look at what did you do really well, because you probably did some things well, whether it be defense on the ball or defense off the ball, communicating with your teammates, rebounding, passing, setting screens, running the plays. You know, there's many things in the game that you could do. It doesn't always have to be about scoring. So identify those things that you're doing well in the games, okay, so that you can give yourself a little bit of confidence, and then look at one or two or three things that you really want to do better, but don't take them all at once. Yeah, and you're not going to be like the best scorer, the best passer, the best rebounder, and the best defender in the next game just because you want to. You know, that's going back to your process. Is like, what is your process for getting better? What is your priority? So if you didn't do well defensively on your man in this last game and you didn't score, which one of those you want to look at first? Because if you prioritize one of them, let's say it's defense, and you work on that and you look at your tape and you do your work in improving your defensive stuff. Maybe you're watching games and you're looking at other players, how they execute the things that you're trying to do. Then you can have that as a focus for the next game. And then if once you've knocked that down and you feel like you're improving in your defense, then you can look at your shooting or your scoring or whatever it is. Okay. So I think, you know what, there was a number of things I was going to talk about here, but actually let's start with this. Is like, what is your process for looking at yourself and your performance, identifying where you want to get better, and making a plan for how you're going to do that, and then coming back to the reflection of your next performance. Okay, if you get that down, then you will start to have a way of getting better, and I know that it will work for you. Okay. Last thing is, like, it sounds like you're local, so if you want to get on the court sometime, let me know. We can do a free session, and I'll just get on the court with you, have a look at your skills and who you are and how you're doing, and then see if I can help in that way. But for now, take a look at your process, and if you've got any questions, then let me know. All right.